Hey everyone, I got a question for you this morning. When you were a kid, did you ever get asked the question, who started it? And that's because that's a really important question when you're trying to piece together the timeline of events, right? So whether it was your parents asking you about some interaction between you and your siblings or teachers on the playground, at school, all human interaction is a social interaction that involves A, doing something, and B, responding. Now, that can get extrapolated out when there's a group of, more involvement. But in a typical interaction, there's an A and a B. And A will do something and B will respond to it. It always goes that way. It doesn't start out of nothing, right? So when your abuser does something, and maybe you don't even find out about it for a while, and you raise the question, hey, I just saw this charge, or I just saw this text, or what's this picture on your phone, right? And he's calling you out for always starting trouble and for never trusting him, and he can never do anything right. And he is going to tell you that you initiate or you start everything or you create conflict or you start fights. It's because he will not go back to the initiating behavior and connect it to the question. The question is always the response. The clarification, what you're looking for, is always the response to the initial behavior, right? But an abusive man will always try to make it look like you are the problem. And that's the reason that we need to start asking that question. Who started it? If we can ask ourselves that question and we know that what we're addressing is something that he's done, then what we're doing is responding to abuse. We're not abusing, we're not causing conflict, we're not being the problem. We're looking for information in order for us to get to safety, in order for us to consent to a relationship, or whatever it is that we may need in that particular situation regarding that issue. Who started it? It's a great question. If you're trying to figure out some of those things and learn what your timeline looks like and learn how to navigate conversations with abusive men, come to Center for Peace, www.cenfp.org. We are helping women unpack all of the craziness that happens when you're married to an abuser.